Insert good music here. And then go dark. All right, I'm having a little Gary Vaynerchuk moment. I got a little Gary V on my mind. I really like that guy. He's kind of I don't know. I think he's doing good work, and he's if you want to see a modern day prophet, Google Gary Vaynerchuk or follow him at Gary V VEE, or go to my Fibonojji and then you'll rhyme. Holla. What's up, nigga? Holla. I ain't scared. Okay. Go to Fibonojji. Tweet me at Fibonojji, and then you'll see I put a little Gary V love there. And one thing I really recommend you do during your day is to integrate silence and to integrate. He's all about the hustle, and I guess I'm going to advocate to reduce hurry. In fact, there's a really good quote by John Wooden. He says, "Be fast, but don't hurry." There's a little bit of Zen for you. And then earlier today on Fibonacci, I posted, the art of simplicity and the Da Vinci quote, simplicity and less is more. And we live in a world that is saying more, 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 more all the time. And we are going along with that, and we are saying yes, more, And I saw a quote the other day that has stayed with me, and this channel is all about sending light and love and wisdom. And whenever I see wisdom, dude, I'm gonna be like, holla. There you go, baby. And that's one reason why I'm always pointing you to go watch documentaries or to share my love of cinema. To say, go watch that. Go step into that space and leave your phone and your hustle, and to integrate meditation into your life, and how important meditation is. And all meditation is a deliberate time during your day, our day, when we say we're not going to hustle. It could be for 30 minutes. It could be for 2 minutes. It's just entering the silence. In fact, I saw this. It said, I put this on my Fibonacci. It says, to attain knowledge, add things every day. So if you want something, you need to add some hustle, holla. You need to add some content to your website. You need to, I ran an SEO company for 10 years. So I know about growing an SEO company. I've been SEO, fintech before those terms were really, I built a company from zero to, and then you hit 40, dude. You hit 40, and then you just say, there has to be a better way of living beyond just the hustle. And I've seen lots of men ask this question, whether they asked it deliberately or not, but there's something about when a man turns 40 that I just think something changes. At least for me it did. And I've seen the 40, and you hit it between 40 and 50, call it midlife. It's usually judged. It's usually said in a critical way because we live in a very feminine world, and the feminine world is a world, it's a narrative where men exist for women and the things they need. And then when you hit 40, something happens where you say, I'm going to live out of my own essence, my own masculine essence, my own personal essence, Jonathan Fibonacci. And you just make changes. You make changes. And you whether deliberately or if you're following the God path, those things are done for you. Some things are removed. Some things are removed. And in the wisdom of God, things are removed. And that those things could be, a girl breaks up with you. Those things could be you lose a business. You go a little hashtag MRA, the hero's journey. And then in the subtraction, you start adding by subtraction. And you're like, what the fuck? This guy is advocating as less is more, and finding your essence, and not living for the female narrative, and what the fuck? He wants me to meditate and pause, and earlier he's talking about yoga. And you mean beyond just, you mean yoga where you do it where you just do it for you and you don't, and then corn dog prayers? And he wants me to take daily times of prayer and meditation and 12 step. What? This is a foreign language. We need a hustle, nigga, hustle. Holla for that fucking dollar. You know, I heard something once. Well, I'll leave the quote with you. To attain knowledge, I need to add things. But if we want to live in wisdom, the Bible says, seek wisdom above all things. Wisdom and knowledge are different. Wisdom, you subtract. And that's one reason why I didn't lead in with music, because I wanted to reduce something. I wanted to reduce. So I'm not gonna, I want to move into wisdom. There's not gonna be music. It's just gonna be Fibonojji, just raw Fibonojji. Boom. To attain wisdom, remove things. What do you notice about that quote? To attain knowledge, we add, but we want to see how we're kind of going back to the future. Less is more. See, the way of wisdom is very counterintuitive to the way of the world. The way of the world is hustle, and there's a place for hustle. There's a place for, let's put some shoes on and do some work. Work, bitch. Rihanna's talking about it. Britney's talking about it. But there's also a place for the meditation, the meditative life, and that life is a different way. Final Google Wabi Sabi. It's really a philosophy. You'll see it a lot in literature. You'll see it a lot in architecture. It's a Japanese architecture, Wabi Sabi. I don't want to go into that. I talk a lot about Bittachon, which is the beauty of the Jewish culture. Bittachon. What the fuck is Bittachon? What the fuck is Wabi Sabi Bittachon? Holla Shakala Fibonojji. See, these are foreign words. But for some people, Wabi Sabi it's a way of life. Bittachon is a way of the heart. And I just want to introduce you to those things. So let me just pause and realize less is more. And realize I'm just extending you an invitation that I want to come along with. Say, to attain wisdom, we remove things. One thing about wisdom is you can always test it. Even the Bible says, hey, even God says, test and taste. I love it where it says taste and see that it's good. I mean, almost like God's giving you a taste test. So do this. Do a Fibonacci, Wabi Sabi, Bittachon, Holla, and just go boom. Find a relationship that you're in. Maybe it's just a relationship. Maybe, a significant other, whatever, a child, or just it could be a parent, and remove something. Maybe go to dinner and remove technology from that dinner. Say, hey, Fibonacci says for the next 30 minutes we're not supposed to have any technology. Or go for a walk without a cell phone. Or go to church and remove something. Just practice that and see the wisdom of removing something. Go to work. Remove an employee. Remove something, pruning. I'll tell you a really funny story, and I'll end on this because I always like to end on humor. Sometimes I like to start with it, but today I'll end with it. And this is a true story. This is very Wabi Sabi-ish. It was in Austin, Texas. I hired this guy to kind of do some landscaping for me, and he loved trees, and he had a green thumb, but he was passionate about it. And there's always people who want to do something and they like it, but then there's some people who do it because they love it. And he was cutting my trees down, and he was trimming my trees, and I guess he realized that I was that classic workaholic type, and And he realized that I wasn't taking care of the trees. And again, he was passionate about trees. And for me, it was just a $40 check or whatever he charged me per hour. And he was trying to get my attention. And maybe God was using him. But anyway, I was not taking care of the trees well enough for him. Now, for me, I was renting this house. I just needed the trees to look good. Cash your check. Here's your 40. Holla, shakala, green dollar, leave. And he looked at me, and somehow we struck up on a conversation, and he went to these small little branches. And in classic 8 energy says, see these little things, these little 8 energies? And he literally kind of screamed it. And I'm not going to scream it. But he looked at me, he's like, see these little branches? He goes, you got to prune these little branches. They're going to suck. And he yells, he goes, they're going to suck all the fucking energy. And then he emphasized energy. And he made his point. And Wabi, Sabi, Bittachon, Holla, Jehovah spoke to me. And he was speaking to me through nature, through this man. And he's like, dude, you got to prune your life. You got to prune your life. And even John 15 talks about that. Anyway, I've given you enough to think about. To attain knowledge, add things every day. If you want wisdom, you want life, Proverbs, you remove something. Enjoy your day. The way of nature. Wabi Sabi. Email me, americano417@gmail.com. No music. We are removing something to add something. The way of nature. Wabi what?